You're listening to Spark TV, where we bring you daily interviews with real women in business at all stages. I'm your host, Danielle Lewis, and I am so grateful to have you here. So good! Back! Welcome to
Hello.
Spark TV!
Thank you.
Oh, I'm so excited to have you here. I feel like we've already had a podcast before we even hit record, though.
I know.
Oh my God, so good. But look, let's start out by telling everyone who you are and what you do, and then we will dive into all the goodies.
Wonderful. I'm Beck and I'm the owner of Intuitive Mummas. And we are an 8-week mothers group business that brings in experts like chiropractors, physios, um, baby sign language. We do baby massage. Each week is different. We have an 8-week program that the mums come and it's to support them on their postpartum journey.
Wow, I
But
love this. How did
yeah,
you
and
even get, how did you get into this?
So it started from a gap in the market, really. So I was up at Airlie Beach. I already had my first son, Harris, and I had a mother's group up there, and it was amazing. Like, absolutely loved it. It was the best community. It just really made motherhood amazing. Just
Mm.
knowing that you weren't in the trenches by yourself, that, this is normal. And so we ended up moving from Airlie Beach to Brisbane. And because I didn't birth here, um, and there was
Mm.
no other services around, I was trying to look for a mother's group and I couldn't. So I joined all the free Facebook groups at the time, like Mums of Brisbane, whatever it was that had events. And I went to a couple and I found that I never saw the same mum twice, or there was this really bad
Oh.
experience where I rocked up. I was juggling the two. We were at the park for 5 minutes and then they decided to go to the beach. And I was trying to like breastfeed with my little toddler. He's run off. I'm trying to breastfeed. And then I also had a pram, and prams don't go on beaches. So I literally ended up just sitting there and bawling my eyes out, and my toddler's run off and strangers went and got him. So I was like,
Oh my
this is
God.
ridiculous. I never want a mum to feel like this again. So, I want mums to build those friendships. And that was kind of the whole point of my business. Yeah. It started in my
Wow.
living room, actually, and it's grown
As
from
all
there.
good businesses do. I love this. But how did you go from, sitting there crying in the park, going, oh my God, I need to create a business? Did you have business experience before? Like, did you have a career? How did this like come to life?
Yeah, I'm a little entrepreneur. I've always got little business ideas, but honestly, I feel like I was going through the dark soul of the night, like pulling everything apart in my life. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but
Yeah.
um, I was literally going through a lot, and I felt like I thought I had postnatal depression. I
Mm.
was crying all the time, and I was like, "What is going on with me?" And I felt so out of whack that I ended up getting some Reiki done. Um,
Ah,
and it came to me intuitively, hence why it's called Intuitive Mamas,
love this.
while I had Reiki. So yeah, it just all came to me. So yeah, it gives me goosebumps, but yeah.
Oh my God. I love it how like you can still feel that way about your business even after
Yes.
like, sometimes you have those amazing feelings at the very start, but then by the time you have the ups and downs of business, you still love it, but you don't get like that good kind of like amazing feeling. So I love that you still get goosebumps about your
Oh,
business. That makes me so
yeah,
happy.
it makes me happy, like seeing mums like go and do the first birthdays together and meet outside the groups.
Mm.
Like, because that's what I made it for. So, and then when you've got, the mums giving you feedback saying, this really changed my life, like it really gives you feel good feels. And it's exactly why I do it.
Oh, this is so good. So obviously it's for mums. What
hmm
if I was a mum coming into your program? What exactly does it entail? What would I get out of it?
Yeah. So that like half of the group is meeting and mingling. It's guided motherhood discussions. I'm actually improving it every time. So I'm in the process of building these motherhood conversation cards. So it's more guided.
Ooh, cool.
Really, it goes deep. So it's not surface level, like, oh, I didn't sleep last night. It's like, you know, how are you and your partner going with intercourse and sex? Is it painful for you? Like,
Mm.
actually delve deep into,
Like the actual shit that's going on.
the actual stuff that's going on,
Yeah.
like, and eventually I want to get into like your childhood traumas and stuff like that. But you
Mm.
obviously you just met these people on week one, so you don't want to start small. But eventually, yeah, I want to get into the nitty and gritty, and actually, so that like you build friendships and connections through vulnerability. And
Yeah.
that's what it's about. It's about being vulnerable. It's about opening yourself up, and letting people get to know you.
I
So
love
yeah,
that. Yeah.
oh, sorry. I was going to say, yeah. So the half of it is that they have a
Mhm.
morning tea, and then the other half is a guest speaker. So it's all about postpartum care. And so, and yeah, they come and come and speak to the mums and give them tips and help. And then it's also like we pick local like chiropractors and practitioners that are local to them, because it's about building their village. Like when they need something, they know who to call. Or if a friend says I need this, oh, I know exactly the best person. I met them at this mother's group. Like, yeah, it's to build their village.
Yeah. And it's just so important. I think that, obviously motherhood is huge. But I just feel like as women, we need to find these people in our lives,
Mm.
whether it's
Yeah,
motherhood, whether it's business, whether it's even if, a career, you need to find these groups of other women that are going through the same thing as you. There is just
yeah,
nothing like people who get it, people who are on the journey with you.
definitely. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Oh, I love this so much. So, I'm always fascinated by how people actually grow their businesses. So, how to date have you actually gone out and found mums to come into your mother's group?
Well, it starts very organically at first. Dabbling in some Facebook ads. I went out to a lot of businesses and put flyers out, old school.
Nice. I love
So
old
the
school.
the
Yep.
childcare centres, like the little notice boards at IGA, like go and put the thing up. But yeah, from there, it's obviously word of mouth. But yeah, Facebook Meta has been very big,
Mm.
and using Instagram as our platform. But yeah, it's growing and evolving.
Wow, I love this. How long have you been doing it now?
Since 2022. So Cove was born in 2021, and then I had launched it in 2022.
Wow, this is incredible. So, how then do you balance being a mum and a business
Oh,
owner?
I feel like some days not very well. Like you're throwing all the balls up because yeah, you're trying to balance everything. And if I'm going to be honest, Intuitive Mamas is not just my only thing. I also have a job to bring some money in.
Are you crazy?
I am crazy. And I study psychology. So yeah,
Oh, what? I didn't know you.
yeah,
I knew you had another job, but I didn't know you were studying as well. You're
yeah,
mental.
I
Like, do you
am.
not
I
sleep?
am. Not very well this week, but yeah, sometimes some days I do, some days I don't. No, it's all about prioritizing and communication with your husband. And so I work part-time. So I've got 2 days, which I then do Intuitive Mamas on, and then I've got my weekend with my children. But yes, I do. I'm very grateful that I have a flexible work that allows me to do school drop-offs and all that as well. So yeah, it's definitely a juggling act, and sometimes I bite off more than I can chew, and I have breakdowns. How am I going to do all this? But eventually it all just comes into place, and yeah, you just make it happen.
I always say if you need something done, give it to a mum because
Yes.
freaking hell, like seriously, mums just blow my mind how they just do figure it out.
Yep. Yeah, it's very busy between, swimming lessons, soccer, guitar training, and then yeah, so I'm literally like at the at the sports field doing things, and yeah, trying to juggle it all.
I think you're incredible because you also like show up to Spark calls as well. So you're
I
also
try.
like, yeah, I'm like wildly fascinated by how you're finding time for all of this stuff. I do not have all of these responsibilities and I still don't find time to do all the things and I still have mental breakdowns. I was having a mental breakdown
Well,
you today?
I don't watch TV. Everyone talks about maths, and I'm like,
Mm,
let me just watch one episode so I can understand the gist. And then, but no, my husband and I, we don't watch TV. Like the kids watch
mm.
it for their TV shows. But yeah, we don't do that. We're too busy.
You know what? It is so funny you say that because I bet if I clocked my TV time, I would be able to have a job. Far out. Oh, that's so funny. I love it. And it's just, I mean, it is interesting, everyone's business is so different and all of the things
Mm.
that they juggle and how they make it work. So I love talking about that because I feel like, doing it your way is the most important thing.
Yes.
So good. How do you look after yourself? How do you prioritize yourself when things
Ugh.
are getting out of whack?
So I must admit, I probably don't do this as well as I'd like. Some days or weeks are better than others. But how do I prioritize? I try and turn my phone off because my phone
Mm,
is my biggest issue. Um, yeah, so I would even put it under my bed or in another room at night to try and debrief. If I am feeling very overwhelmed, I'll go for a walk.
yeah.
That tends to clear my head quite a lot. But yeah, I used to go to the gym. It's kind of like, all right, study's on, nah, gym's out. Like it's about prioritizing.
Yeah, there's really no balance, is there? Like
No.
I've the last couple of weeks my husband's been away, so I've had I'm calling it my Spark Sprint time, and I've like redesigned the whole website, the whole product, and it's not been short days, it's been literally at the laptop for
Yeah.
hours and hours and hours. And then I was like, I got up and I was like, shit, I haven't gone for a walk all week. Like, it's so
Yep.
funny. Like, you have, I guess the vision for how your life looks in terms of, health and work and business and relationships. But it's so hard to do everything every day. I just feel like that
Yep.
isn't possible.
No. So like you might do a week or 2 weeks of, good healthy exercise and eating, and then you've got a launch or you've got something coming up and it all just goes out the window. And
Yeah.
that's kind of where I'm at the moment.
I feel you because I'm there too at the moment. Nothing's happening except for the when I can feel myself like totally about to lose it, then I have been taking myself out for like
Yes.
just like 2 laps around the park just to
Yeah.
literally stand up and not be glued to the laptop. So
Yeah.
it's wild, isn't it?
It's very wild.
Oh my God. So what do you think your biggest challenge has been in business? So
Oh,
4 years in, that's a long time.
yeah. Yeah. It is a long time. So my biggest challenge would be a business relationship that was based on a verbal, going completely haywire on me at the end
Oh
of
my
last
God.
year.
Yep.
Yeah. My advice out there is to don't do verbal agreements, make sure that is backed up. But I will say that at the time that I made those agreements, I was trying to survive because it was either let my baby die, my business, not my physical babies. Um,
We're not letting them die. That's all we
no.
clear. Yep.
um, or my financial situation at home and my husband stressing. So yeah, I just did what I did to keep the business alive, and I created a verbal agreement with someone I trusted, and I let them have ownership of one half of my business while I built the online side of it when I could and can, and that's what
Mm.
I was doing. So yeah, we we were in the process of actually doing a business agreement, and it all fell apart basically.
Mm. It's
Um,
and I know, we have to be sensitive to what we talk about, but I really appreciate you sharing that because I actually, well, I do see it happen with women in business quite a lot where we are potentially a little bit more trusting and
mm,
more in need of support, and it doesn't always go to plan. So I do love that you're giving the advice to not rely on verbal agreements. Sometimes like it feels like a lot of work to do an agreement or a little icky to do an agreement, but based on real life experiences that happen, shit, they're good sometimes to fall back on.
Yeah, well, for me, it was about, I was like, man, my husband's stressing about money. For me to
Mm,
turn around and say, hey, side hobby that he thought was a side hobby, to me, it was a business. Um,
mm,
I need to pay for a lawyer to do an agreement. Like,
yeah.
it just wouldn't
Yeah,
have loaded right
true.
then. And
Yep.
that's why I
Yep.
didn't. And, and I was helping this person, I was their sounding board. We were growing it together. We would meet up. I had a business plan in place. And yeah, it got to the point when we started to actually do an agreement that ownership
Mm,
and control really came into place. And it fell apart. So
wow.
yeah, and in the end, I did get ownership back because intellectual property is quite an interesting thing. And yeah, out of this, I had to engage lawyers and found out that I owned all intellectual property, regarding who was running the actual in-person groups. And yeah, it everything has come back to me, but it has been at a cost. Like
Mm,
lawyers, now had to pay for that lawyer now.
yeah.
So even though I
Damn it,
didn't
they
pay
always
for
get you. Lawyers always
it
get you eventually, don't they?
then, they
Yeah.
do. So yeah, so now I'm very cautious of who I bring into my business.
Yeah.
I hope it hasn't broken my trust because, you do need people in your business to grow. And
Yeah.
but it's putting those systems and structures in place, making sure you don't give people too much administrative access. Because, yeah, I lost control of my website. I lost my Facebook Meta. I lost about a week of my life to them. They wouldn't give me back the
Mm.
Facebook page. Um, so yeah, make sure you be careful who you give administrative access to your systems because they're not as simple as getting them back sometimes. So,
And over and above the time, the financial cost, the potential business damage. Like, what
mm,
was that like for you as a founder who seriously you put your blood, sweat, and tears, you're,
mm.
running all of these other things, you're trying to keep the family alive, all these things. What was that for you as a founder going through that?
It was very difficult. My mental health took a real big hit, because this other person had started getting the mothers to remove photo consent. So I had multiple
Wow.
mums over the last 2 years remove their consent, and it started to become a bit of a bullying
Mm,
situation, and that really played on my mental health. And I had to be strong. Again, I had to put some systems in place to stop that. Um, and yeah, it's not an easy situation. Like, yeah, you don't sleep, you're literally in crisis mode.
yeah.
You're trying to keep it all together and trying to figure out this. And I'm someone that I'm very trusting. I stand by my word. And when that falls apart, it takes a real hit to your identity, and it takes a lot to really get back up, scrape your knees, and keep forging on. And it really takes a lot of resilience to just keep going.
Mm.
And yeah, it was hard.
Why did you keep going? Because the since the first day I met you, I have just been blown away at how resilient you are and how
Mm,
you're just like, no, this is something I'm passionate about and this is something I
mm.
believe in. I'm gonna bloody keep going. What drives you?
What drives me? I think it's my upbringing, if I'm going to be honest. I've had a pretty wild upbringing, and that is something that I will eventually share with the world, and where Intuitive Mamas is going. I do see that Intuitive Mamas is more than just the in-person mothers groups. I'm evolving, so my business will evolve, and
Yeah.
that's kind of where it was going anyway. I was moving to online and to different offerings. Um, but yeah, why did I keep going? Because I mean, I felt like I wanted this so badly, and now it's all fallen apart. I have to keep it all together.
Mm,
And what keeps me is I grew this. This was my vision. This was mine, and I still have that vision. I still want the mums to have a place to go, and
Mm.
I care deeply. I really do. I care deeply about every single one of those mums that join, and I, I owe it to them. I owe it to myself, because yeah, I had to go back to work, and I didn't want to, and this was my chance to get back what I had started.
I love that so much. I just think, people don't talk enough about how hard business is.
Mm,
And, business can be difficult just in the general day to day. But when something actually happens that threatens the business,
yeah.
it is so hard to
Mm,
stick with it, to pick yourself up, to keep going. So I am just, yeah, so impressed by you and what you do. It's
thank
incredible.
you. Thank you
Mm.
so much.
Oh my God, you're making me want to cry.
Me too.
Oh,
I'm trying to hold it in
I
together because
know.
I know that I've been in the trenches for the last couple of months, and I'm still in there if I'm going to be honest. So,
I
but
don't know
yeah,
if we ever get out of the trenches.
I bloody hope so. I do
Oh,
know.
I think
But
we
when
get
you
out
hear
of the
them,
trench and then we get into a new one.
no, but when you hear the
Yeah.
mums say, please keep going, I need this,
Mm,
please keep going,
yeah.
like you do. You get back on that horse, you keep going. It's tough. But yeah, I believe in me. You have to believe in you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no one else will. So I will it will become an amazing thing because I've got this massive vision.
I love it. Where do you see it going? Are you allowed to give us a sneak preview as to things you're working on or
Well, I have written a book, but I'm
you've
not quite
written
ready.
a book?
Yeah, yeah.
What?
I wrote a book one like about uh, 2 Christmases ago. We went up to Ellie Beach to visit the mother-in-law, and I just sit there, and it was just again intuitively like you need to write a book. So I just started writing, and it's a memoir of
Wow.
my life because a lot of my childhood is quite impressive and interesting. And yeah, I think I'm going to start bringing in, that's why I'm studying psychology actually.
Mm,
And this is, yeah, to help people with their, childhood traumas because motherhood actually brings it all out. You can't
mm.
escape it. It comes out. Your children are your mirrors. Um, and you say and do things that you're just like, oh my gosh, I have to, there's obviously something here. I'm triggered, what is going on. So yeah, that's kind of like where it's going. It's going to be from, I will support from pre-pregnancy all the way up to 18, but it's actually supporting the mother. I want to support the mother. So yeah.
Oh my God, I can't believe you've written a book. Of course you've written a book. You bloody have done everything. This is wild. But it is, I love that you're thinking about it so deeply, this
Mm,
isn't surface level stuff. This
no.
is just like, who are you as a mother, but who are you as a human, and how does that impact
Yes.
the whole experience? And I love that it's also not just, I had an idea, now I'm doing a thing. It's like, it's almost like you're bringing all, like connecting all of the dots of life, childhood,
Yes.
motherhood, psychology, experiences, how you can support people, like all, I can just see all of these dots of your business coming together. It's just so exciting.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I just don't have enough time in the
Yeah.
day to do everything I want to do all at the time. So yeah, it's exciting. It's going to be exciting. And yeah, I think people will be blown away with what I've started to create. Because yeah, like I said, I've been building this last 2 years.
Mm.
Well, yeah, and when I finally release it, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, which is probably half my problem as well. Um, I should just start releasing things, but when you're ready, that's when I'll do it. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it comes back to that intuitive, doesn't
it
it? Oh
does.
my
It
God.
does.
Oh, you are so incredible. I could talk to you all night. We should have had a wine for this session. Actually, I would have actually cried if we had a wine, so I'm glad we didn't. But I always love to wrap up these podcasts on one last piece of advice. So, reflecting on your time in business, what would be a piece of advice that you would give to another woman on her business journey?
Mm. Oh, another piece of advice. Just start. You figure it out on the way. I'm still figuring it out. I don't have it all together. Just start because yeah, if you don't start, you just yeah, and you can build. Like I'm constantly refining, constantly getting feedback, constantly improving your systems. But you just got to start. You got to put yourself out there.
I just think that that is literally the best advice you can give someone because I think it also applies the whole way through your business journey.
Mm,
Like, literally, as you just said, still figuring things out. I'm like 15 years in, this is my fourth business. I'm still figuring it out. But also, like, new things happen,
mm,
new tools come out that we can experiment with. So it's not like you kind of do it and it's done. So I feel like because of that, you can't just, mess it up because you'll always be building, you'll always be refining. So you got to start that process to get to the end.
definitely. No, it's tough, but it's so rewarding at the same
Mm.
time. And yeah, and I love it. Like, yeah, like I said, I'm always getting new ideas, and I think entrepreneurship is so amazing. Like, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, Beck, you are amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your journey and your wisdom with the Spark community. That was absolutely incredible. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you.
That wraps another episode of Spark TV. Shout out to Spark TV sponsor IP Australia for their amazing support of the Spark podcast and women in business. And if no one tells you today, you've got this.